Hello and welcome to the BriSCA V8 Hotstox online championship. My name is Tom, and as always I'll be your commentator, and for tonight we are here for round 8 at the Hilltop Stadium. We're here pretty much half ready to go on with the first heat, which is the whites versus yellows. So far we've got Danny Scholes, Alex McCready for a second round, which is good to see him. Callum Baker returns for another round, and we've got Angleby who returns as well, so good to see him returning for a race. So quite a straightforward format for tonight, just the one, so not a double header again, and of course plenty to go through. So let's have a look and see how it's panned out. So we've got obviously the whites and the yellows now win with 8 laps for those, so the qualifiers will go through. Heats 1 and 2 will be both 15 laps, and then there's a consolation of 15 laps there as well. All of those will be the top 5 that will qualify through. Then there's the final, which is 20 laps, and then there's the Grand National and All-Stars, with the All-Stars being the Radan RS, which will be racing in that one for a slightly different vibe with a different car. So we are ready to get the first one underway already, which is quite swift, quite nice. Very little waiting going on. So let's have a look then. We've already got the rolling start underway with Callum Baker in the white roofs, with Danny Scholes alongside him, with Angleby there also in the white roof in the more grey looking car. Alex McCready looks like, I think he's got the wrong end of the stick, or maybe, I'm not entirely sure if they all know whether they're going or not, but it looks underway. And there's Callum already that's been pushed around, so Callum is facing the wrong way, so it looks like it's just 4 cars in this race. So we'll catch up with the leaders here, which is Alex McCready and Danny Scholes, and already we've got Alex has made a pass on Danny Scholes, so Alex very quickly going into the lead. And we did see last time Alex made a very strong opening debut in the BriSCA event, and already Angleby is looking to take an overtake on Danny Scholes as well to get up to second, and not quite, they're side by side, and Danny Scholes is putting a good fight up against Angleby, and Angleby still on the inside and taking another go at Danny Scholes. And look at this side by side action, this is fantastic already early in the day, and these two fighting out just for second place. Of course they will be. Oh, there's Danny Scholes, and she's made a big mistake there, and so she's hit the wall, and unfortunately she loses the roof of her car, and that's pushed her down quite far behind Angleby. Then Callum Baker is just gone round there out of sight of the camera, so he's having to catch up and has got a fair way to go, unfortunately. So Alex McCready goes round for another lap. Angleby now has got an opportunity and a clear road ahead of him to try and catch up with Alex. Can he do it, or is Alex going to take a nice comfortable win? Danny Scholes has regained herself and continues to try and catch up with Angleby now. Quite a quiet race this looking like. It's obviously very small grid for the whites and the yellows. There comes Alex McCready and takes the win ahead of Angleby, and third is Danny Scholes, with fourth Callum as he comes round. He'll just finish the race nicely, although I say that it actually looks like he stops, but he gets underway again and takes fourth. So a bit of a slow start for Callum, and no doubt he will regain his confidence and push on for a better result in the heats later on, and maybe the consolation as well. So that's the first white and the yellows out the way, and Alex McCready takes the win. So quite quickly and nice and easily we go on to heat 1, which is in the same service. All we've got to do is wait for the guys to turn up. So who we're expecting in here, of course, is Alex McCready, and then we've got Stephen Young, Luke Knox, so it's good to see Luke returning after missing out on the last round. Ben Watkis, Darren Parker, Joe McCall, Sam Brigg, Guy Jolly will be racing in this. Mike Kuipers, unfortunately, is not going to be racing tonight. I think he's not well, so hope he gets better. And then we've got Craig Kellett and Danny Scholes as well. So I'll just wait for the guys to turn up, and it will be adjusted to 15 laps. The top 5 will go through from this into the final, and the rest will have to fight it out in a consolation race. So whilst we wait for the guys to turn up, it'd be good to mention that the next week will be the Gold Roof event. So we're getting near to the end of this series, and a lot of people are building up some hype for this Gold Roof. Both me and Kieran will be aiming to get into the Gold Roof. We haven't quite got the situation sorted yet on how we're going to work around it with the stream and the racing, but we'll try and arrange something so we can race and make a full live stream exciting for you to watch. So insofar we've got Ben Watkins, Stephen Young and Joe McCall. And I will change my car to something more appropriate. So we've got Sam Brigg has arrived in the server, so that makes for an extra car. Still waiting for Darren and Craig, unless it's been slightly adjusted so that they are on heat 2. Okay, it looks like we may be just getting a small room. And there is Craig. So, did wonder whether Craig will be in the room, in the race. And here he is. And there is Darren as well, so good to see those two arriving in the room. I was beginning to a little bit worried that they won't be racing in this. So hopefully we can get going in a second. It looks like, oh, there we go. Just as I said that, they have got themselves ready for the race. Let's have a look at the grid then for this first heat. So at the front we've got in the white roof on her own is Danny Scholes. Down to the yellow roof we've got Alex McCready, also on his own. So into the blues we've got Joe McCall and Sam Brigg. In the reds we've got Guy Jolly, Darren Parker and Ben Watkins. And at the back, and obviously in the gold roof, we've got Cold Racer Craig Kellett and Stephen Young. So, rolling lap then to get things underway. And that's Alex McCready. If you notice just in the background there, he was nearly lost it himself in the rolling lap there. The back end kicked out and he nearly spun it. That would have been interesting to watch. And away they go. Danny Scholes gets them on the way, with Alex very quickly catching. So there's Sam Brigg in third place, with Joe McCall has already been caught by Guy Jolly. A little bit of a tap and Joe goes wide, but Joe gets the crisscross and manages to get on the inside of Guy there. And further back there's a three-way, there's Craig and there's Stephen Young. Stephen Young nearly loses it, but Ben Watkins stays ahead of the three of them. And at the moment it's all clean, looking very racy very early on. So Alex now is leading this and has got past Danny Scholes, pushed her down into second. So Danny is holding off in second with Sam Brigg in third still, and Guy Jolly and Joe are quite quickly catching up with the top three here. And there's Joe and Guy Jolly again fighting it out, and they've caught Danny Scholes, so could cause a bit of a problem here. And there's Danny, and she gets contact with the wall. So there's Joe and Guy, and I think Danny is yeah, she's been pushed down now, see there, and she's down into the back, so right at the back there. So Alex McCready then comes around, still in the lead, and Sam Brigg now in second. So can Sam catch up with Alex McCready? And as we saw last time, Alex was very quick and actually won all of his heats bar one of the races that he had, so scored well last time. So Ben Watkins and Guy Jolly now are fighting it out with Craig very close behind. So Craig is sixth, pushing on for fifth, and bit of a tap on Ben Watkins, but Ben manages to stay ahead. Guy Jolly is still just ahead of this, and Stephen Young just behind. And Ben makes a move on the inside of Guy Jolly, and Craig is just waiting patiently behind there, looks like, to see if he can make the move. Darren Parker also on the back of this, so it's almost like a five-way race now, and looking at the moment to be quite conservative and well behaved, everyone, but will they get their elbows out and start pushing to get those places? So far the top five to qualify is Alex, Sam, Joe McCall, Ben Watkins, and of course Guy Jolly. But at the moment Craig has got the inside of Guy, and there's a bit of a push, and it's now a three-way. There's a bit of a push from Youngie to push Craig ahead. So Guy Jolly is pushed down to 2 places now into 7th position, and Darren Parker also waiting to see if any of them make a big mistake to make up some spaces. So far it's actually very, very competitive, and also at the same time very clean, and some really good racing going on, particularly between these three here. Look at that dive from Guy Jolly. And it's big off. There's Guy Jolly and Youngie who've both spun out, and it was all basically started from Guy Jolly, who made that dive, and Craig gets away slightly with it, but Darren gets pushed up into 5th and into a qualifying position. So unfortunately Guy could be has ruined his chances of qualifying there. And look at this, Alex is already under pressure from Sam, who is hot on his collar, and there it is, there's the move. Sam gets it, and quite nicely, quite easily. Alex gives him the space, but Alex is going back at him, gives a bit of a push wide. Alex gets the lead back, so this is going to be a good fight between these two as well. So Sam is still on the back of Alex, is not letting him get away. He's going to have another try into the next corner. Look at that, that's seriously close. And Sam on the inside, and they're side by side as they go down the straight. And Sam has got him so far, but can Alex get the inside again? And I think he has. Looking really good, and Alex gets that first place back again, so he's got the lead. But Sam's back on the inside. They are constantly switching around, and Alex just goes over the line. So it's going to be right down to the line, this pretty much. So Danny Scholes is unable to recover from the back there, so she's going around in 9th, unfortunately. Sam Brigg is now leading, and I wonder if this is the last lap. It is now, so they're on to the final lap. So Sam Brigg is still leading, and Alex is unfortunately dropped back a bit, so he can't quite keep up with him now. Ben Watkins is in 3rd, Joe McCall is in 4th, and after that big off, Darren's still in 5th, and Craig is still got an opportunity to qualify. But Sam Brigg takes the win, just ahead of Alex. Ben gets 3rd, Joe gets 4th, and Darren gets 5th. So Craig doesn't qualify, neither does Guy Jolly, neither does Stephen Young, and neither does Danny Scholes. But the majority of that was all down to Guy Jolly and that dive, and he wanted to get that space. It would have been a fantastic move up to get past 2 cars, but it didn't quite work out. They ended up against the wall, 2 of them spinning out, and well, they now have to go to the consolation rather than qualify to the final. So we leave this and we will head over to another server for Heat 2. So into the Heat 2 server then we've got of course James Billows, who will be racing in it himself. Kieran Thomas, K-Man, so he for the second time running is racing rather than commentating on the live stream to see if he can qualify for the gold proof. Mad Mac Racing returns, so good to see him there. Paul Moat for another round. Angleby, Callum Baker, Harry Cook, who has consistently raced in this season and is continuously improving, and has got 2 wins under his belt now, so can he get another one tonight? CJ, Chris Clare is here with Benny as well, so a pretty exciting room to watch. And if anything goes with what we've seen so far in the first heat, we've got a good race on our hands. Oh, and look who it is. Rob Pellet has managed to make it tonight, so great to see Rob. Unfortunately he couldn't make last week because of the slight movement in times. So we are underway into Heat 2. So the grid for Heat 2 then, in the white roofs at the front we've got Callum Baker and we've got Angleby. In the yellow roof going past now is Rob Pellet. In the blue roofs we've got Harry Cook, James Billows and we've got Kieran Thomas. And in the red roofs we've got Paul Moat with Mad Mac Racing. And at the back we've got CJ, Chris Clare and Benny picking up the rear of the grid. So on the rolling start then, Callum and Angleby will start as they go around the next corner. And away they go. So it's quite an even start. Callum goes wide slightly and Angleby gets the lead. And the Blues already making a quick push on for the yellow roof of Rob Pellet then. So James Billows managed to get ahead of Harry Cook and Kieran, and then the Reds and Benny with CJ at the back quite quickly catching up to them as well. So a fairly even start, quite nice and straightforward. Angleby has gapped Callum already, and Rob is still ahead of the blue roofs here, and Harry trying to make a move on James Billows, and James Billows goes wide, so Harry gets the move done. Rob Pellet, look at that, just makes it very easy to go against Callum, but goes slightly wide. But Callum's going to try and get back past. A bit of a tap, and he's not making it easy for Rob to get past. Harry gives Callum a bit of a tap as well. Kieran has got past James Billows, and the Reds are getting close to James as well, so James is dropping back a little bit. Angleby still leading, sorry. Rob is still in second, but he's got absolutely everyone else behind him. And Callum doing well to hold himself here in third with everyone else behind under a lot of pressure. And if you see there, Angleby is actually slightly being caught up by everyone now, so Rob potentially could push for the lead here. And Harry is looking like he's just struggling to get past Callum, but is going to get the move done here, and they go side by side as they go over the straight, the start finish line, and they both hit the wall, and there's contact there with Kieran, Harry, and there's Mad Mac who gets involved as well. So it's all a bit changed here after Harry and Callum go into the wall. So Harry gets up into third, and there's more contact, and that's Callum being pushed away now and down into pretty much last position. Sorry, he's not. He's in eighth, as Chris Clare and Paul Moat are still further down. So I don't know if something's happened between them. Meanwhile, Rob Pellet is going for the lead here, and we've gone a bit too wide there, hits the wall, but he's got a good line in for going on the inside of Angleby, but doesn't quite make it. So Rob sits in tight there in second. Has got nothing to worry about too much in third, catching up just yet with Harry, but you never know. Harry has slightly freed himself from everyone else, with Mad Mac looking very racy behind him. And that's another wide turn there from Billows, and as I say that's Rob who's got past Angleby, so there's something must have happened with Angleby and made him a slight mistake. Rob going slightly wide then, and Angleby is going to try and get on the inside of Rob to see if he can get past him, with Harry still in third, Mad Mac is still in fourth, Billows and Benny now at it, with Kieran, who has not quite managed to push on yet just to the front runners, but is still hanging on to the rest of them here to see if he can make up some spaces. And then, oh, look at that, it's Mad Mac and that's Angleby and Harry Cook. Now they're three wide, and a little bit of a push, a little bit of a touch, some small amounts of contact, but look at this, is great racing. 6 cars now all in a bunch, and they've all managed to kind of stick. Oh, big contact. Angleby gets spun round, so that's Angleby. And I also just saw in the corner of my eye just then was, oh, that's Billows as well. So Billows has been spun round. It's all kicking off now. So Rob is still leading. Mad Mac is now second as Benny goes up to third. Harry's pushed down to fourth, and Kieran just about stays in fifth and in a qualifying position. So Kieran is the last to qualify so far. This is really good for Rob, and this is just what he needed after a race of his unfortunately he's missed a few of the rounds, so he's not got very far to go now to take the win here and just to hold his composure. But can Mad Mac go for that lead and that win in the last few laps here? He's looking very quick, so does Benny. But Rob at the same time is looking very comfortable in that lead. A bit further down we've got James Billows, Callum Baker, and we've got Angleby, who unfortunately took that spin earlier. Oh, I've got my camera wrong slightly here. There we go, there's Rob still continuing to lead, and as I say that, Mad Mac has been dropped to third, so Benny's up to second. Can Benny now push on for that win to Rob? But I don't think he can do it, because look at that lead. Rob is doing really well here. Kieran and Harry at the background are fighting out for fifth as Kieran gets up to fourth, but can he hold on to fourth there? But Rob Pellet gets the early win ahead of Benny. Mad Mac gets the third, Kieran gets fourth, Harry gets fifth but gets the last qualifying position. CJ gets sixth and doesn't qualify, neither does Billows in seventh, Angleby, nor does Callum at the back, so they'll have to go into a consolation race. But another great race there, some fantastic racing between quite a few of the cars there, and a really good win for Rob Pellet, who returns after not racing in the last few rounds. So well done to Rob, gets the win. Benny, Mad Mac, Kieran and Harry, who all qualify. So we will go into the consolation race. So we just have to wait for the guys who didn't qualify from Heat 1 to come into the room now, and then we can get the consolation underway. Well, I've just seen Shot Stopper also join, so it looks like he was a little bit running late as well, so naturally he will fall into the consolation race as he didn't race in the heats, but good to see him get involved. I think we're just waiting for the last few to get involved in the consolation race here. Okay, so guys, I'll get ready for consolation race and they'll grid themselves up. Okay, so the white roofs, we've got Callum Baker, Angleby, and we've got Danny Scholes, so that'll be an interesting one to get underway at the start there with the three of them. James Billows on his own in the blues with Guy Jolly, Paul Moat, who did retire from the first heat there, or the second heat let's say, Craig, Shot Stopper, Youngie and CJ. Here we go then, consolation top 5 or qualify through into the final, as we've already got 2 top 5s making it 10. Away they go. Angleby goes on the outside and Danny Scholes and Callum go on the inside, and they get together and Angleby gets into the lead as Danny and Callum come together, and that's Callum who manages to regain it, but he's into the wall. Also Guy Jolly goes in the wall in the background, and look at this car pack of 6 here. We've got Craig who's managed to get ahead, and of the rest of them as Shot Stopper is there, and they're all catching up Callum now to fight and hunt him down for 4th. There's Craig, bit of a tap. Callum manages to keep himself going. Callum's nearly spun, and oh god, lots of lag, lots of lag, but they managed to keep themselves going. Callum's nearly spun. Callum again gets bullied right down into last place. Oh, 3-way massive off into the wall, and a lot of that was to do with Paul Moat, who took 2 of them into the wall there. But they managed to keep going, and Guy Jolly and Craig Kellett now are fighting it out. So in the lead is Billows with Angleby and Danny Scholes. So Danny Scholes is doing really well in this race to stay in 3rd. There she is, and there's Youngie and Shot Stopper, who will take the last qualifying positions if things stay as they are. And the big top runners in this with Craig Kellett and to say there was just a big off there which I just caught in the background again. Paul Moat and CJ together there, and so something's going on between them. They're really well, I don't know who's doing this, but they're just getting each other's way here. So CJ and Paul Moat have just ruined each other's race, and they've actually got themselves a lap down now and could cause a bit of a stir as a back marker now. So James Billows still leading then. Angleby still in second, and the White Roofs are doing fantastic in this race. Danny Scholes had an opportunity to get into the final, but Youngie has caught up, so it could be Danny Scholes being pushed down to 4th. She'll still qualify, of course. Oh, she's getting spun. She regains control. Youngie's up to 3rd. Danny Scholes goes down to 5th. Shot Stopper goes up into 4th. And now Danny has got to keep Craig Kellett, of all people, behind her to see if she can qualify. Further down in the lead then is James Billows still, and Angleby are scrapping it here. But James Billows has still got a fair big gap. It's just ahead of Angleby. And whilst the Red Roofs and the further back, the quicker guys, so be it, as their grades, their roof grades say they are, have been getting tangled up, and so they're not able to catch the White Roofs, who have just kept it clean and could qualify. So Danny Scholes is still in 5th as Craig Kellett now goes for the dive up on the inside. A little bit of a push. Craig is normally the clean racer, so he's done the right thing there and makes the move, gets up to 5th. That's pushed Danny into a non-qualifying position in 6th now, which is a shame, but of course he's not a gold roof for no reason. Guy Jolly now could be pushing Danny Scholes for 6th, but of course it still doesn't qualify Guy into the final. Shot Stopper still in 4th as Young is still in 3rd, but looks like Young is catching up with Angleby, as Angleby is actually not catching Billows, and Billows is still comfortable, so Youngie could go for 2nd here. Danny Scholes fighting Guy Jolly and unable to keep that position. CJ, don't forget, I think he's a lap behind, as Paul Moat has retired again, so Paul Moat is just having a nightmare tonight so far. So the laps are counting down, or we're just a few laps away from finding out who will get into the final, as we see Stephen Young and Angleby, and Angleby's gone slightly wide, so Stephen Young has gone on the inside but doesn't quite get the move done, so he lines up behind again, and Angleby's gone wide again, and he's actually hit the wall this time, unsettles the car, hits the wall again, and Youngie makes it easy to get past into 2nd. Angleby down to 3rd. Shot Stopper and Craig now could fight for 4th and 5th. Craig is in a qualifying position, but it's not enough, and he needs more points, as Craig, in my honest opinion, hasn't had the results that we kind of expected from him so far this season. So Craig is coming through to potentially take 4th, but meanwhile the winner, James Billows in the consolation, Stephen Young in 2nd, Angleby in 3rd, Shot Stopper's 4th, Craig is 5th, as Guy Jolly gets 6th. Unfortunately he still doesn't qualify. CJ is a lap down so he'll go around for one more lap, as Danny Scholes put on a fantastic fight to see if she could hold on for that qualifying position, but it was not to be. But Danny Scholes a very well deserved 7th position, as CJ come round again. There he is for 8th, and Callum Baker comes round in 9th, and I have no doubt that they may look at CJ and Paul Moat getting together, as that didn't quite look like a normal accident. So we go into a final then. So, just waiting for the last few people to ready up in the final here. Swiftly moving through the event tonight, and we're having a much better run through and finding no issues, which is good, as last time we had a few issues. We've had some lag, we've had a bit of everything, but it's been so far so good tonight. But of course it could be the commentator's curse and we could come across something from now, so hopefully we can get straight on to the final here. And it'd be interesting to see who can take the final here. Rob looked really comfortable in the lead when he won that first heat, and could be in for a final win, but if you look at the likes of who's in here, Mad Mac was very quick. Of course you've got Craig, you've got Darren, Sam Brigg, Youngie, lots and lots of big names. So let's have a look at the grid then. In the whites we've got Angleby on his own, Rob Pellet in the yellow, who won his heat. In the blues, Sam Brigg, James Billows, Harry Cook, Kieran Thomas and Joe McCall. In the reds we've got Mad Mac, Ben Watkins, Guy Jolly, Darren Parker, and in the back we've got Craig Kellett, Benny, and then we've got Shotstopper and Youngie also right at the back. A full grid of cars, plenty of names, plenty of action. Let's see who can take the win in the final. Away they go, and it looks like a slow start for a couple of the front runners as they bundle in the first corner, and so there's a three-way here with Kieran, a four-way nearly is Sam, Kieran, oh, Harry's been spun out, Joe's been spun out as well, oh, big contact, Joe McCall, oh god, everyone's involved. There's Darren, there's Shotstopper, Joe. Oh, Jesus Christ. There was a big accident, so let's continue on with the lead then. So Rob is pushing them for the lead from Angleby. Is on the inside, but look at that, Kieran is looking very, very racy here and has pushed on into fourth very quickly. Bellows is close behind. Sam Brigg is in third and is looking nosy into that lead, and there's Rob has nearly lost it as he hits Angleby as Angleby goes wide, and then Sam Brigg is spun round as well, so Sam is pushed out of the front running pack as Darren Parker still trying to regain himself. Kieran gets a bit of contact with Darren as Angleby now is leading and has gapped everyone else, and Kieran, look at this, Kieran is looking a lot more racy than he did in his heat. Not to say that he wasn't quick, but he's just made himself well known. Oh, Billows, a bit of a tap there, and Kieran gets sideways but regains the control. So it's now a fight, four-way fight for the lead here, and this is an exciting one. Kieran goes up on the inside, and whoa, a little bit of contact. Oh no, Rob's gone wide, so Rob is dropping down, and we thought Rob might be up there, and he was, but it's just a couple of little taps and he's been pushed down. But can he catch up? You never know. So Billows is leading now, and Kieran is continuing to push to see if he can get that lead and get that gold, that not gold win, sorry, that final win. Angleby is back in the lead as Billows makes a mistake. Mad Mac, as I said, looking quick, and he is now up into fourth with Craig Kellett in fifth, sorry, just behind, to see if he can catch up with Guy Jolly, looking quite racy as well. No, Kieran's made a mistake. Kieran spun round and Guy Jolly hits Kieran, so Guy Jolly, contact with Shotstopper as well, so that's a big off for Kieran and Guy Jolly, and that's unfortunately ruined their races. So back up to the lead then. Angleby is still leading, Billows is still in second, and these two keep switching places with Craig now up to third. He's in the podium position. Can he get the win? Mad Mac is struggling to keep Craig at bay, and looks to stay on the back end, the rear end of Craig, and James Billows is making a few mistakes now as he runs a little bit wide. So Angleby still leading, and this is a fantastic return for Angleby because he looks really strong and really quick. So it's a top four fight then, as down in fifth is Joe McCall, who actually went off initially and looked like he spun around pretty bad. As you can see, the damage has gone to his car, and Stephen Young, Rob, Guy, everyone, Kieran have all dropped down after having offs in the race. Darren unfortunately has been a nightmare, and there's the lead pack now then. So it's now down to Billows leading as Angleby's dropped down, and Craig is all the way up into second. Mad Mac is going to push for third position, makes a little bit of contact with Angleby as they go around the next corner. Mad Mac makes the dive, doesn't make it work, so he slots in still in fourth position. Billows still leading, and Mad Mac gets into third with Joe McCall quickly catching up as well. So Joe could get a good podium out of this if he continues on at this pace, but if anyone looks behind in their rear view mirror to see Craig Kellett, then you should start worrying, because he will be really desperate to get that win and get some results, because he needs them. There it is, there's the push. Craig gets the lead then. So Craig Kellett is leading with Billows in second, Mad Mac in third still, Angleby in fourth. Joe McCall and Stephen Young have all caught up and have made this now a five-way for the race lead, although sorry, a six-way for the lead of the race, although it's kind of spread out a bit. Things have settled down a little, and less contact as Craig goes over for another lap. Oh no, there's contact, and that's Angleby. Oh, massive contact, huge contact. Who was that went into him? I think that was Rob, and Harry's been spun around as well, so I don't know quite what happened there, but that was look at that, that's Joe, and Joe is actually retired, so he was looking to get a good sixth there, or fifth let's say, but it's not to be. So I think they got on a bit of a caught up with themselves, and the three of them just got on a bit of a bundle and they couldn't get out of it, so that's ruined their races. So Craig comes along still leading this race, and Billows is still in second. Mad Mac is third, sorry. Shot Stoppers up to fourth, Benny's fifth, and Guy Jolly's up to sixth, with Ben Watkins in seventh. So that's yeah, it's huge off for Joe McCall and Angleby, who's now down to 11th. For more contact, that's Darren, who's now struggling as a back marker in 14th. He's just having a nightmare himself. Ben Watkins being lapped as well. As Craig goes across the line onto the last few laps. Now Ben Watkins is a back marker, so technically he shouldn't make too much contact to ruin Craig's race. And I don't think he does, so they're on to the last lap, and that's Mad Mac with James Billows, and Mad Mac is get caught up with the retired car of Joe McCall. But here he comes for the win in the final. Craig Kellett gets the win, Billows gets second, Mad Mac gets third, Shot Stopper will get fourth just ahead of Benny, Sam Briggs gets sixth, Guy Jolly gets seventh, Kieran an eighth after pushing for the lead of the race early on. Rob gets a ninth with Angleby in 10th. Stephen Young will get 11th with Ben Watkins. Oh, I was going to say Ben Watkins will get 13th. Oh no, Darren's Harry Cook gets 12th. Ben Watkins will get 13th. Darren's a lap behind, so he doesn't get that position. Darren's got to go round one more time to finish off the race. And of course, Joe McCall retired with a DNF after he wrecked his car, so too much contact. Well done to Craig though, a fantastic race all the way from near the back of the grid, and avoided all the chaos in that race to take the win, in a very, very good win. So on to the Grand National, and then the All Stars Series, which is of course the Radan RS. So it'll be a different car. So in this room we've got Guy Jolly with Sam Briggs, Harry Cook, Danny Scholes, who has been announced as the winner of the White and Yellow Roofs Mini Series champion. So congratulations to Danny Scholes, well deserved. Joe McCall is in here. Hopefully he can finish the race rather than retiring. Stephen Young, Mad Mac, Paul Moat, CJ and Angleby. And of course Paul Moat has been quite controversial so far in his two races in this event, whether it's no fault of his own and he's just been unlucky, a hell of a lot unlucky, but both races he's been wrecked and retired, so it'd be interesting to see where he does from here. So here, white roofs, we've got Angleby and Danny Scholes, and then the blue roofs we've got Harry Cook and Sam Brigg with Joe McCall. Mad Mac next to Paul Moat, Guy Jolly in the right, red roofs, CJ and Youngie at the back. So the rolling start will get underway literally in the next part of the circuit, and away they go. Danny Scholes gets the head start there ahead of Angleby, and Angleby's quite slow to start, as look at the blue roofs already. There's Sam Brigg, Joe McCall and Harry Cook already catching up. So Joe McCall makes a bit of a dive there, slight touch from Sam Briggs, but Sam Briggs gets ahead of Angleby into second position. Danny Scholes runs a little bit wide, and so she's slow on the exit, and is under threat from Sam Brigg now for the lead of the race. Harry Cook gets up on the inside of Angleby, takes fourth position. Danny Scholes and Sam Briggs are swapping positions here. So Danny is holding herself really well. Sam pushing, whoa, and Danny manages to keep herself in a straight line really well there. But Joe McCall gets the lead of the race as the two fight it out. Angleby pushes Sam Brigg wide, and Mad Mac is getting involved as well. So this is a close race. It's changing constantly here. CJ's up there, whereas Paul Moat up there as well. So he's managed to stay out of trouble so far. A bit of contact in the back there between Harry, Sam Brigg. Look at that, Sam, and unfortunately Danny Scholes as well. And there's contact. Oh, Harry Cook has been spun out. So Harry, oh, big contact there. Danny Scholes and Youngie. So leading is Joe McCall still. Mad Mac is looking to catch up and push for the lead of this race. Angleby, Paul Moat, CJ and Briggsy are all now in a 4-pack pushing for fourth position. Angleby touches the wall and hits CJ. Oh, and that's Angleby and CJ slowing down as Angleby hits the wall and nearly spins it out. Sam Brigg and Paul Moat gain from that, so Paul Moat is up to third. Someone's dropped down. I thought they were fighting for fourth, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. And so Paul Moat is up into third now. Joe McCall and Mad Mac are now still racing for the lead here, and Mad Mac has caught up from the last time we were looking at them. So Joe is holding himself well and doing well for the lead of this race, but Mad Mac is looking racy and is going to put the pressure on Joe for the lead. So a dive up on the inside, but not quite for Mad Mac. But look how close he is now on the back of Joe McCall. Joe McCall has got to do something to hold him back. Can he defend well? Contact, but it's close racing. And they're side by side as they come down the straight now. And Joe's still got the advantage, but it's on the outside. Mad Mac gets up on the inside. He gets the overtake, but Joe gets back on the inside again. And this is great racing between the two, side by side again as they go down to the next corner. Joe's got the inside this time as Mad Mac goes on the outside, but Mad Mac has somehow managed to stay on the outside and keep the speed up and stays in the lead. So, oh, look at that. That's Joe. Oh, contact. Oh, no. So Joe spun himself out. He looked and did a big dive, but unfortunately caught the front end of Mad Mac's car and spun him out. Mad Mac gets away with it and continues on in the lead, but Sam Brigg, his car looks like a go-kart, is in second as Paul Moat is still in third, and Joe McCall gets pushed down to fourth now. But can he gain back and recover from that to catch up with Mad Mac? But as things stand at the moment, there's only a few laps left, so it looks like it's going to be a fairly straightforward one for Mad Mac unless he makes a big mistake. Further down you've got CJ in fifth, Youngie in sixth, Angleby seventh, Guy Jolly in eighth, Harry Cook in ninth after spinning out early in the race, and Danny Scholes is pushed down to the back. So there's Mad Mac, and the closest one to him is Sam Brigg, who's actually looking quite quick, probably because all the panels off of his car have disappeared, so all the weight's been taken off. But Paul Moat doing well in third, and Joe McCall still in fourth, unable to catch up and regain up into second. CJ Chris Clare is not too far behind in fifth position, and we are now in the final lap. So round comes Mad Mac to take his first win of the night, and he gets it. Well done to Mad Mac. Sam Brigg gets second, Paul Moat third, Mad Joe McCall 4th, CJ's 5th, Youngie was 6th, Guy Jolly is 8th, Zengleby was 7th, Harry Cook gets 9th, and Danny Scholes gets 10th and finishes at the back. Racing has been really, really good tonight. So it's plenty more still to come. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Lots of contact, but also some really great racing. So it's a Raiden RS, not a Radan. And unfortunately that's only because of what I've been reading. So I've been mispronouncing it. So a Raiden RS is what we're racing in tonight. So this is the All-Stars meeting. Everyone's going to change over and switch into their Raiden. Also note that this is the DLC for Wreckfest, so not everyone's going to have the Raiden, and I think they've allowed the Speed Demon for those who have not got the DLC, and they will have the cars in a very, very similar class. So it looks like there's a mixture of Raidens and Speed Demons, so it'll be a good class race. Hopefully they'll be close. Okay, here we go then. Now, I wasn't sure what car the Raiden was, and it is the pretty much it's a cross between an MR2. Well, it is pretty much an MR2. It looks like a Group B rally car, so exciting stuff for me, as I'm a big fan of it. Angleby and Danny Scholes at the front, Harry Cook, Sam Brigg and Joe McCall in the further on with the blues, I think. Motestar on the reds with Mad Mac, Guy Jolly and of course CJ and Youngie at the back. And away they go. Slow start, but Angleby and Danny Scholes both in the purple get away. Well, Angleby looking quick, so it could be that the Speed Demon's just a little bit quicker. So Sam Brigg is already catching up to Danny Scholes now. Now Joe looking quick as well. Look at that, Moat Star, Paul Moat looking quick with Harry Cook and Mad Mac. Oh, contact with Mad Mac on the wall. And then nearly a spin at the back there, so Danny Scholes is still in 4th position. Sam Brigg is leading this race in the blue and yellow, with Mad Joe looking to see if he can stay ahead of Angleby here. Danny Scholes nearly makes contact with Angleby but managed to stay in fourth. Paul Moat in fifth still, CJ sixth, and Mad Mac and Guy Jolly and Youngie at the back here with Harry Cook, who's I think he must have spun or something's happened to him because he's dropped back a fair bit. So Sam Brigg is still leading, and this is really spaced out very quickly here. Very little contact and not a lot of chaos so far. Angleby's losing out a little bit here, and initially it looked like the speed demons are very quick, but they seem to be potentially a little bit slow around the corners, so we'll see what happens with the rest of the race. Oh, some contact here between Youngie and Guy Jolly, and it's a three-way as well. But Mad Mac keeps going, and so does Youngie, and so does Guy Jolly, so they managed to keep the cars going. So Sam Brigg, look how comfortable he is. Joe is not letting... Oh, saying that, Sam Brigg has gone on the outside wall, so look at that, Joe's caught up in big time. So this could be the fight for the lead then. So very, very close between the two front runners here. But further down in third, fourth and fifth is Danny Scholes, CJ and Paul Moat, who are really getting together. Paul Moat is at the front of it, but CJ's gone on and made a dive, made a contact with Paul. Danny Scholes is there, and the two of them spin it, and they hit the wall. Luckily they've keeping facing the right way rather than spin out completely, but that's allowed Paul Moat to shoot off ahead in third, still in the last podium position, as Youngie now catches up CJ and Danny Scholes and Youngie as well. Ooh, Guy Jolly looking like his car's been through the wars, so something's gone on there. So the leader of this race, look, is still Joe and Sam Brigg. As they go on to another lap, Sam Brigg still leading. And although Sam was running wide into the wall and slowed down earlier on, it's still not got Joe McCall to take the lead of this race, so Sam Brigg is looking to potentially take the win as Joe is struggling to get past him. Paul Moat comfortably in third, now as CJ and Youngie and Danny Scholes got together. Danny has dropped down to 8th now, unfortunately. Mad Mac is still in 6th as Youngie and Guy Jolly with a car that is nearly on its way out brings up the back of the pack with Angleby. So the lead of this race is getting really interesting, as Angleby is a back marker, and Briggsy and Mad Joe get together and they slow down because of it, so it's not finished yet. And Joe, yeah, you can see that just Sam is just a little bit quicker. Oh, bit of a tap there from Joe, and he's got it. He's got the lead of the race. He's got the win. Can you believe it? On the last corner, the tap that's there. Paul Moat gets third. Youngie gets fourth. CJ gets fifth. Mad Mac will get sixth, as Danny Scholes will get seventh, just about. Yep. Guy Jolly gets 8th, Harry Cook is 9th, and Angleby finishes in 10th. But did you see that last corner move? Oh, I thought there was one more lap, but it wasn't. Mad Joe McCall just about taps Sam Brigg into a slight spin, and it was enough to slow him down. And Angleby's still spinning out, even though he's not really racing anyone. So he decides to reverse over the line. Very interesting end to that race. So we will head over to the last server and the last two races. So in the white roof we've got Callum Baker with yellow in the for Rob, and then much further down is the blue roof of Kieran and Billows, red roof of Darren and Ben Watkins, Shotstopper and Benny at the back, and then Craig has got to go much further down and an extra because he finished in first in the final. So looks like they're ready to go, and away they do go. Look at this. This is ended up really interesting as the red roofs seem to be really rapid going through the first corner. Chaos. And there's Ben Watkins, Darren, Benny and Rob Pellet all involved in a 4-car pile up into the wall there. Luckily they all get going. Billows is sideways. Kieran I think was involved in that. So Billows gets dropped down to 8th position. Obviously Craig is at the back, but he started much further back and see if he can make some progress. So Shotstopper goes into the lead. Callum Baker down into second now. Kieran is in third with Benny 4th, Ben Watkins 5th, Rob is 6th as Darren and Billows 7th and 8th. Oh, that's Callum getting it slightly wrong there, so he's slow on the exit and gets dropped down as everyone else swallows him up, and he gets pushed down to 6th with Darren and James Billows, and Callum gets spun out. So Callum's event goes from bad to worse, and it's just not happening for Callum. So Shotstopper still in the lead. Kieran is up there looking for a sniff of a win again, as he looked really quick in the final but was unfortunate to get involved in some contact. But again, Kieran and Benny, a little bit of a tap there. Ben Watkins is behind as well, as Rob is also in the back of this, so this could kick off here. At the moment it's looking good for Shotstopper and Kieran, who Shotstopper's looking for the win, and Kieran is gonna no doubt push for the win as well, but he's got Ben and Benny behind him, who are definitely going to put the pressure on. Further down, Darren is just a little bit further down in 6th, Billows is 7th, and Craig is already catching up. Callum has dropped off him quite a bit now. Can Craig catch up and get a decent result? And Shotstopper's still leading, but Ben is the two Bennies, Ben and Benny, and Rob all ahead of Kieran. So Kieran must have made a mistake, run wide, or he was pushed slightly wide. So Kieran down to 5th now. Kieran makes a dive, contact with Rob, but at the end of that he ends up in the wall, so that slows him on the exit of that as well. So Shotstopper still leading then, and looking comfortably in the lead. Ben Watkins, as we know, is quite quick. He's had some good results so far this season, but he's got Benny on the back of him, and Benny we've not really seen a huge amount in this season, so can Benny get a decent result here? Rob, who got his first win in the heat early in the event today, and not such a good result in the final, could get a decent win, decent result here if he continues on in 5th, but he's got to get past Kieran first. And these two race together, of course, in the touring cars, as a lot of the rest of the guys here do. Darren Parker also involved in the touring cars, so they naturally all kind of know how to race with each other, contact and non-contact as well. Kieran runs a bit wide, that's allowed Rob to potentially get up on the inside, but it doesn't quite get there. So the lead of the race is still with Shotstopper. Shotstopper looks like he's slow on the exit there, and you can see how close Ben Watkins is to him. So this is becoming quite interesting for the lead of the race then. So Benny's up ahead of Ben Watkins, and gets the move done there. So Benny now can focus on the lead. Ben Watkins drops off. He's dropped off quite a bit there, and that's Rob who's got past Kieran, but Kieran's going to get past Rob as Rob hits the wall, and Darren Parker is threatening on the back as well here. James Bellows not too far behind either. Darren is putting the pressure on big time on Rob now. And he's pushed him. Oh, the two are side by side, sideways around the corner. Darren gets the job done though, as Rob has to just deal with being behind Darren, and slots in behind him there. Shot Stopper is going to come across the line and takes the win. So Shot Stopper gets the win. Benny gets second. Ben Watkins is third. Kieran is fourth. Darren is fifth. James Bellows was sixth. Rob drops actually down to seventh, even further down, unfortunately, as Craig Kellett makes up just one space and isn't able to catch up enough to make up some spaces. And Callum Baker, who spun early on, is just unfortunately not able to regain, and finishes in ninth. A good win for Shot Stopper then, after coming late into the event. So I think you'll be happy with that. Benny gets second with Ben Watkins in third. So now the guys will switch, of course, again to the All-Stars car, which is the Raiden. I can pronounce it correctly now. And it was a little bit not the most exciting of races, in my opinion, in the first All-Stars. A little bit spread out, but will we get a slightly more exciting race in this one? We'll see. So of course Callum is in the front with the red, with Rob in his normal bright blue and pink colours, Billows in the blue, Kieran in the grey and blue, Ben Watkins in the black, he's in the Speed Demon, as is Darren Parker, with Shot Stopper, Benny and Craig at the back. So they've already got underway. Callum is leading, Rob is still in second, Kieran and Billows look like they've come together already. So Kieran's slow on the exit, but stays in fourth position, and Ben Watkins and Darren Parker are fighting out now for fifth and sixth, but everyone has agreed that the Speed Demons were considerably slower in this race in comparison, so they're going to be getting an extra point. So Darren hits the wall and gets pushed down to the back of the grid. Rob now putting the pressure on Callum for the lead of this race. Callum on the inside, Rob on the outside, and gets the job done. Oh, contact between Billows and Callum. Callum forces Billows wide, so defending hard. Kieran could potentially catch up here if Callum and Billows continue on like this. Rob now looking really comfy in that lead. Can he get another one after a good win in his heat? Oh, there's Callum and Kieran get together. Big off for both of them. Oh, Kieran's gone into the tyre wall. Callum nearly spun it. Oh, massive contact. Huge contact there. More contact further round. That was huge. Callum Look at the size of the dent in that side of his car. There it is. It's massive. So after that contact, we go back to the lead of this race, and Rob is still leading and Billows is catching him, so Billows could push on and put the pressure on Rob for the lead of this race, but Rob hopefully just looking forward and to see if he can continue on, keep his head down and take the win. Craig is in third, but Benny is right up on the rear end of him, so these two could fight out for the last podium position here. Two very, very well esteemed races in this series, and they've done plenty of wins in the past, so that'll be a good race to watch. Kieran is trying to regain look at the state of Kieran's car, trying to regain after his off. Shot stopper quite surprisingly further down the pack, so maybe he went off earlier on. Of course, Darren, who hit Callum earlier on, because it wasn't his fault, it was just in the way. Ben Watkins and Callum now catching up with Ben, as we get Rob Pellet in the lead of this race coming round to the back markers. So now this has come full circle and Rob is going to have to deal with the back markers. Billows is still slowly catching Rob, I think, and so Rob needs to try and get past these back markers as cleanly as possible without slowing him down and putting him into the dangers of James Billows. So Rob now on the outside of Callum, and this is looking quite busy with the traffic, and there's Rob. Oh no, he's hit the wall. So does Billows, but Billows gets away with it. Callum, oh, another contact with Callum, huge contact. So unfortunately it could have happened. I did say it might happen, and it did. So Rob, of all people, the unlucky guy, gets involved and gets unfortunately squeezed into the wall with Callum, so that's allowed. Oh, that's Kieran as well. So Kieran, no, is that Ben? That's Ben Watkins. So Ben is nearly up on his roof. I think that was Craig who ended up collecting him there. So this race has turned out to be a little bit more action-packed than the first All Stars. But all for the wrong reasons. There's absolute chaos. It's very messy, lots of cars, lots of body parts and panels everywhere. James Billows is going to come away down. Oh, there's Rob Pellet. So they're going to continue on for the last few laps. Now Benny is going to put Rob under threat for second position. Rob now needs to hold his ground and still just keep second, let alone first position, as Billows is comfortably leading now. Benny could snatch it away from him. Craig is dropped off after, of course, he had that contact with Ben Watkins earlier on. Someone is wrecked. That is Callum, of course. Well, something's happened. James Billows, or is that finished? Is that race done? Yeah. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, it's not. It hasn't come up on the screen because I think there's a slight issue with that. So that actually has finished. Billows gets the win then. Rob gets second, Benny was third, Craig was fourth, Shotstopper was fifth, Kieran was sixth, Darren was seventh, and Ben Watkins was eighth. So yeah, sorry about that. Didn't quite get the finish there, didn't come up with the winner sign, so I wasn't quite aware of it. So a good win for Billows, really unlucky for Rob, but he at least stays with second position, as Benny gets third, Craig fourth. Well, thank you very much for watching tonight, the BriSCA V8 Hotstox Online Championship. Plenty to watch back there, and we will see you at the Gold Roof Championship next week. So it's going to be action-packed, lots to watch, as both me and Kieran will be racing. So thank you very much again for joining us. We'll see you then.